Hello everybody, welcome back to Uncle Studios. And in this tutorial, we'll be designing a letter T logo. So, to get started, just go to the text tool and just type letter T. Then we're just gonna select on it, and we're gonna increase the size because it's too small to design on. Let's just type 500, click enter, and then yep, this is 500. And we're gonna duplicate it to just hold down Alt and drag it, and we're gonna change the font of this to a font that we see the design that we're gonna make. Okay, I don't really know if there is a font for this design, but we're gonna try. Just click on Monster and make it bigger, make it black, extra bold. Okay, just drag it off. We're not gonna use a font. We're gonna go use the rectangle tool. So go to the rectangle, just make a long rectangle going down, and then we're gonna use the rectangle, and we're just gonna use the forms to give it a size. So we're gonna make the width 150. Enter, and we're gonna make the height 550. Okay, now the height 550, the width 150. Just gonna take the width down a little more. So it's just 130 and 120. Okay, now we're gonna duplicate it, and we're gonna select the first one. If these four circles that come in the middle, we're just gonna drag them and then make it round. If you don't have the circles to control, and they will come. Now we're gonna copy it. I'm gonna click these to flip it, but it's obviously not gonna work. It's the same thing, so we're just gonna have to turn it with the rotation form. Okay, 100. Let's turn it this way. This is 90 degrees. Let's drag it up to the top. Center it into the middle. Drag it up to the top. Okay, making the height a little smaller. No, let's make it bigger. Let's just give it 600. And we're gonna drag this up to the top again. Push it in half, but you can't push it in because we rounded the edges, so now it can't be pushed in like that. It's gonna have to be made smaller using the size of it. So we're just gonna change it to around 290 pixels. Just off. Now this is the beginning of our logo. Just a simple, just a T, not a T, just sort of like an L upside down. Get making it the right size. Okay, I'll just push off. Okay, so now that's basic. Just aligning it in the proper order. Okay. Now we just copied and pasted it and we're dragging it off. Right. It's one to the front. Okay. It's back. And that's the T. That is the T that we made using the rectangles. And this itself is the logo, but never mind about this. We'll get back to this later on. Hopefully, let's give it an offset, which will show you a quick way you can tell a simple thing to the logo. Give it offset 15%, then offset to gray, and there. That could be a logo, or you could even put let's complete this. So let's go to the ellipse tool. It's gonna draw out an ellipse, just zooming in to get a better vision. Draw it, make sure it's the same size. Okay, push it up. And then delete the extra line. So now this is the beginning stage of our logo, but ultimately this is our logo. But we're gonna add extra effects to it. It's gonna make it look better. We're just gonna neaten up right now. We're making this L small, this piece smaller. Okay. Okay. We're also gonna make this stick smaller. It's a little too long right now, I think. Now that we have a smaller version, just gonna drag it down. Always duplicate when you're designing, that's why I say it. But then if you have left something apart, you can extra copy of it and you can go back to that and fix it. I'm just showing you another thing that you could do with this logo in order to make it better. I might also use this as a logo. Just copy the circle, put it in the middle and give it an offset as well. Gray. Now that could be a logo for where a company name begins with I and then T, so it looks like an I and T. Okay, so that's everything. This isn't the logo that we're going to be using for this tutorial, but I'm just showing you that what other things you can do with such simple T that we've created. So I've just merged them and given them the same offset like that. So that could be used as an IT logo. For company name is IT, you can do an I and the second word would be a T. IT, one word, you want. Okay. And then there's this logo which we'll be working on with the circle. Drag this down. And of course, there's the first logo that we made without this circle, which is just T. Do that. Those can be used for anything. But right now we're signing with this one. So mind by the other two, but of course, use them, we'll take them to one side. So that's three different types of logos you can make with such a simple design we've made. Now just duplicate that and bolt this one on. This is the one that we use to make it smaller and everything like that. Right now I'm just making the stick on these two smaller and dragging this down so it will look like that if you was an IT logo. Okay. So that was just a quick idea that I had to make it look like that as an IT logo. But back to the initial logo design. Things done to it with the canvas. Open this logo, make it a little smaller before we put the extra styling on it. Now we're gonna make a square and just make a square in the back of it and send the square to the back. Won't be able to see, but that's because they're both black, but never mind about that. We're gonna make this just any color really. Doesn't really matter what color it is. Now this logo here is another logo tutorial, which is for a share logo. And if you go to our channel, you can actually find this tutorial. But what we're using this for is to add put this sort of effect with the gradients on our T logo. So just all we need to do is copy it in. If you on the other side couldn't copy it, if you have designed this logo, you would have to file like me. And if you haven't, you could just print screen the logos and then you can get the colors. Or you could just try to get the gradient, or you could use your own gradients, but I think these gradients are probably the best gradients to use. Okay, so now I've just ungrouped it. And just gonna ungroup this T as well. So we have our L, and we also have our circle. So I've put some color picker and I've given it a gradient. And as you can see, this blue gradient is default already because we clicked on this. So now it's changed it into the default gradient. If I was to, okay, so now it's default. So we have the blue gradient already. Now I click on the orange gradient. As you can see, it's changed the second box to orange. So the default gradient will be orange, and I'm just going to make the circle orange. Now that is the gradient. Now to add this extra effect that goes over it, which I'm just going to show you how to do that right now. Just zoom in. It's gonna use this gradient to just align this gradient in a nicer way. You can see this first circle controls it. If you are to click on the color picker, you could change the color of it, or you could just pick a color. But you can't change the color of one section unless you have the color picker selected. So yeah. Now we're gonna put this extra style over it. So it's really easy and simple to put it there. It's sometimes a little hard to get it right, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna use the pen tool and make a curve in the middle of it, like that. Never mind about this extra piece, just put it anywhere. And the same thing with the circle. Okay, first we're going to select on the two parts of the T. I'm going to Control C, Control F. That will copy and paste it. And now we're going to select the copy and paste. Select the circle and select our extra shape. And the shape so it's in that position that you'd like it to be in. Okay. Then we're just going to break it out so we have half the shape now. Now we're going to change the gradient to this gradient. But the thing is, they're actually the same gradient. I'm just going to break this out, then I'll explain. Okay, now these two gradients are actually both the exact same gradient. They're just flipped. So one, the light is on top and the dark is on the bottom. And the other one, the dark is on top and the light is on the bottom, which is the reason why. So right now, I'm just aligning it. So we're just going to make the light come down from the light. Okay, as you can see, it's coming like this. We're going to light at the top and dark at the bottom. And do the same for this. Make it diagonal from the left. Now, clicking on our extra piece, what we're going to do. There's two ways we could do it. We could use the gradient tool, which I was just doing, or we could just change the color. So the color that is light will change it to dark. We're using the color picker tool and just clicking, and the color that is dark will change to light. If you want to zoom out, as you can see, it's done. Now we're just going to change the angle of them. As you can see, the angle's changing down here. So we're just going to click, and we're going to click Control A and 70, and it's turning this way. So we're just going to use it holding Shift to the place we want it to be, which is -60. So we want it to be -60. So with the second piece, what we're going to do is we're also going to make it -60 without the minus. So we're just going to make it 60. Okay. -60. Okay, so we're going to make them both -60 because we changed the color. So they both have to be the exact same sort of gradient for them to shine the same way. So now they're both -60. Because we've changed the colors of them, so now it will still be the same. If you want to change the colors and you just want to flip it, you just won't make the -60. You'll just you just take the minus away and it will be flipped in the same way, just upside down. Right now, we're just changing the colors of the orange gradient and making it 60. And then we're gonna make the other one -60, making them both -60. Okay. Right now, our extra piece is -60. We were just looking at it to see if it's correct. Like I said, it's easy to do in the first place, but sometimes can be quite hard to get it right on right where you want it to be. Like the exact sort of nice style. We're just messing around with this just to make it a little okay. Ultimately, that's our gradient, and that's the style that we're trying to put on it. Now, if you wanted to try this again, don't just merge them and try it again. We're going to duplicate them before we try it again. And delete these extra pieces. Then we're going to build the shape, the extra curve to do the gradient in a different way this time. Okay, build it round like that. Anyway, you can also Control Z if you mess up and you want to redo it. Okay. Now we're going to do the circle as well. I've just come over the circle, but never mind about that. You can always just bring it down. Now we're going to copy and paste them again. First, just going to put this into the exact area that we want it to be. Control C, Control F to both of them. I'm going to cut them out. Cut them out. The thing is with these two is they already have the gradient. So with these ones, all we need to do is take away 60. And click enter and they will flip. Okay. Not take away 60, take away the minus. So the original one is -60, and these ones are just 60 without the minus. That way they just flip the gradient. So now just changing this this circle piece because I don't really like the way the gradient's been turning out on it. So have it in like this. Copy and F, Control C, Control F. And now we're just going to flip the gradient. Take away the minus. Okay. So now this is the two different ones. I have to think this looks a whole lot better than this one over here. Let's drag it down and we could group this one and move it. And we're just going to use this one over here. Align it into the center of the canvas. Let's make it a bit bigger. And then we're coming into this file. And we're just going to change, and we're going to get the color of this background. Just so we can change the color of this. Now this is making it a little darker. Okay. This is this tutorial. This is how you would make a T logo and put this nice 3D sort of gradient effect on it. Don't forget to like this video and go to our channel. And also subscribe to it. Subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment if you have anything to say about this video, anything to say about any video on our channel, because there are other videos which you can be looking at. So ring the bell to be notified for all our videos. There's this share icon that I was using to get the gradients, which is also on our channel. And yeah, so you could go check that out and comment if you have anything to say. And I hope I see you as a subscriber to the video.